Shh, we're live. But we're not live yet. But they can hear us talking now. Okay, I'm sorry. You should be. I'm gonna be quieter. Yes. Okay. You can't even whisper. I know. They can hear the whisper. I know. They're supposed to see the screen. Now I can mute the mic, but why? Because this is entertaining to them. Ladies and gentlemen, the Third World War will not be presented tonight as scheduled so that we may bring you the following live presentation. The Third World War will be rescheduled for a later date. But now, here's... This channel is a not-so-proud member of YouTube's all-encompassing special society of heavily overwhelmed layout enthusiasts. Check any railway show, check any railway club, check any layout, check your own house. You'll find one of us somewhere. Warning, the content of this stream is not suitable for children under the age of 16. The topic, language, themes, attitude, and personality of the presenter is not appropriate for anyone, much less children under the age of 16. Topics discussed will not center on trains and will focus on anything except politics. It just happens trains are running. Any similarity between characters, situations, trains, and intelligent thoughts is strictly a coincidence. Any rebroadcast or transmission of the stream without the expressed written consent of Major League Baseball is strictly prohibited. Viewer discretion is advised. Remember the 3 rules for model train layouts and pretty much anything. It's your layout, do what you want as you want. Do not tell someone else what to do unless they ask you directly what they should do. Do not call out, mock, criticize, or insult another channel on your channel or anyone else's channel. Thank you for your cooperation. Hey everybody, Anthony Dodge, the Model Train Outsider, the Maryland Outsider, with the amazing Joyce here as well. We are coming to you live from the city of Bamberg in northern Bavaria, Germany. It's great to see you all, and based on, well, because I did a little test stream earlier, we've got great internet. I think this is coming through in 1080.
Anything here is just the lighting in here is not great, but
The couch is a little funky, so we'll
the couch is a
probably
little
be
fun.
adjusting a little bit occasionally in here.
But it's a great apartment, great
Yeah.
internet. The owner um, found out
Yeah.
that I'm a model train guy, and he's like, "Oh, I used to do Miraculin in my basement. I have got boxes of old Miraculin. If you'd like to come see them, just let me know when." So we're gonna go see his stuff
Some
probably
point.
tomorrow or Sunday.
Well,
Um,
tomorrow we're going to bed on
yeah,
Sunday.
but
We
we've
could go
got the
on Sunday.
evening.
Oh,
We've
well,
got
yeah, okay. You can
we've got the
contact them.
evening.
You're
So
right.
one evening, I just got to let them know.
Yeah.
Anyhow, let's go straight into saying hello to everybody. I hope you're hearing us. Please let me know. Right now, I
Right.
cannot see the chat because I'm looking at the who's here. So I've got Carl from Bangor Junction. Great to see you. Sean from GWR Buckley Junction. Awesome to have you. Hi from H&H Express. Wonderful to have you here. Good friend Andy, Hot Dog Pilot. I hope you're well. Dwight Curley, another longtime supporter of the channel. Great to have you here. Luma, Ave, Servus, we should say. We're in Bavaria and we just came out of Austria.
Well, he
So
gave you a Grüß
Servus,
Gott, so
Grüß Gott,
he's with you.
Grüß
Yeah.
Gott, Servus.
Yeah.
Mick from Edgeley Park, great to see you. I've had so many different beers this trip, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's so funny.
Dino Model
I
Railway said, great to see you.
should have gotten a bottle one yet today. Just see my brother's never had.
Yeah. Ewan, the growler, is here. Tom Couples, one of the foundation's biggest friends of this channel. Great to have you here, my friend. And we've got Stephen from Wigwag Junction. And the Sergeant at Arms has just arrived. So Joseph Agliato is here. Yes, we are on early just because it works better with us because
we're in Europe.
it's one thing when it's
on German time.
We're on German time now.
Here,
it's not 3:30. It's 9:30 here. So actually, it's 9 o'clock now. Did somebody else just pop in before I switched to the chat? I did get Andy.
Well, that wasn't very specific.
Well, there's only one Andy.
You wanted
right
me to say funky again? What am I doing weird with that?
I have no idea what you're talking about. Funky, funky, funky.
Funky? Did I say funky again? I don't know.
Somebody else just came in. Oh, Alan!
Here.
Hey, just watched your video earlier today. Hi, Alan. I don't know. And Arno Dobler is here. Oh, yeah, Arno Dobler.
Yeah, Arno.
And we need to knight him. So let's get that out of the way. Where did he speak?
So say something, Arno.
He did. He did.
There he is. Okay,
they don't come up on the chat unless they say, hang on.
Yeah, right.
Slow down, scroll, screen.
Have you tried Bamberger rock beer?
Why is that not opening for me? Oh, because it's this chat. I have to go to the YouTube chat to do it. Oops. All right, hang on, kids. We'll be here in just a minute.
Oh, we're staying here. It's just they'll go elsewhere.
There we go.
That's a little on time. I'm squinting at the screen. That's not good. All right, you have to do your...
I now declare you a knight of the Rhomboid table. Arno, please, if you have a YouTube channel, go ahead. You can post the link or link to any other channel, comedy or model train related that you think would be cool. And I will go back to my screen now. Anybody else new come in? But welcome in. Anyhow, I keep chopping my head off here because this is the best arrangement we could have. But to read the screen at times, I have to come forward a little bit. Okay, so when last we saw you, Joyce and I were live in Salzburg, and we finished up our trip to Salzburg, and then we spent 3 days in Vienna.
Right.
And we had a really nice place in Vienna and a great landlord. But Vienna had the problem that as soon as we hit Vienna, it went to 90 degrees every day.
We were so hot.
It was so hot in Vienna.
It was ungodly. It was hot and it was humid. And I mean, you see the curls today. It's been raining today. It's cool but raining. My hair went.
Yeah. Whenever there's humidity, Joyce's hair becomes much more lively.
A little curlier here, but yeah. But, oh no, it was horribly hot. Now, somebody asked me air conditioning, and I said no, but he did have a portable air conditioner, which
was a godsend.
Oh, absolutely. We wouldn't have made it because that apartment had windows on the same side in 2 rooms, and there was no airflow at all. So it was just
We have to
hot.
interrupt this show. We have to interrupt the show because a certain fan is watching.
Oh, okay.
Cayenne! Opa loves you! Hey, Cayenne!
Cayenne, hi, sweet. Oh, I love you too.
Okay, Cayenne. Hey, Lindy.
Miss you, little
Nice to
guy.
see you
We'll be
guys
back in a
there.
week.
Hey, Cayenne. Yes. Oh, Cayenne.
Yes,
Opa's
next
got so
Friday.
much new stuff to show you.
We sure do. And there's stuff coming out.
Yeah.
So he's seen it before you.
Now, Vienna, there's two things. I love Salzburg and Vienna. I got to say that up front. But if there's one big change from our trip to Germany and Austria in 2019 to 2023, and it's going to wind up a rant, and I don't want it to be too negative, but the crowd, Salzburg was much more crowded than I expected it to be. A lot of business, a lot of money people traveling, and that very happening.
Very
a lot of
happening
young
city, a lot of
trust fund children that are off the leash and traveling. But this,
college kids.
I call it the TikTok world. So many 15 to 30-year-old, mostly girls, I'm sorry to be a sexist in this one, that just everywhere got to stop and pose like, oh, here's this famous castle behind me. And there were just hundreds of them, hundreds of them, hundreds of them everywhere. It was like they bred exponentially between 2019 and 2023. Right. It was so obnoxious. You couldn't walk, turn a corner without all these model wannabes superposing. And that's on top of the 15-member family that stopped in the middle of the street to get their selfie pose. And it was insane. Joyce and I think we can admit, we got sick of the crowds. Especially in Vienna in the heat.
Yeah. And, and Vienna was really trying to cope with the heat. This obviously was not their first heat wave. They have misters everywhere, just in outside restaurants. That was
cool. Vienna takes care of its people.
They have portable broomhildas, as they call them.
Broomhildas.
They're drinking fountains, which also have misters on the side of them. The water's really good.
Yeah, so even though it was hot, boy, you get near those misters and it's just 10 degrees cooler.
So good.
Free drink water, and that was great. So Arno says he's an introverted German. Well, I'm a very introverted American, despite all my pretenses on my channel. I'm actually very strongly introverted.
Okay, so this is what Andy's saying. One for Anthony. Elton John says to Eric, Morecambe
and Wise.
Of course.
Short, fat, hairy legs.
Do you want blues, rhythm, or funky? Eric turns to Ernie Wise and says, can he say funky?
Yeah, can he say funky? Yeah. Well, that was 1960, so funky. Morecambe and Wise were the Abbott and Costello of the UK.
I've heard of them. I guess I've never seen it spelled. I didn't know that's how he spelled his name.
Bloody true. So, but I'm making friends everywhere. I mean, there's people I'm helping on trains, and I do my thing.
Hey, he clearly has a face that says,
help me.
I'm competent.
I get people stopping me and go, excuse me, can you tell me where something is? And I'm like,
am I in the right place for this train? Do you know what's happening with this train?
Although, what was the funniest one? They were Ukrainians, I think. They stopped and said, we're looking for the train that goes to...
that was so weird.
To Salzburg.
Salzburg,
We are looking for the train that goes to Salzburg. What platform? I said, right here.
Yeah, right here. And we pointed to the board. We said, that's the next one, and we're going on it too.
We're going to Salzburg. And they repeated back in English, you are going to Salzburg. I said, yes, the next train. And then we hopped on, got on the train.
Comes in, and we're looking, and we go over with the ones, and then we get on the train, and we look back.
And they're sitting on the platform
still. They're sitting on the chairs.
You wanted to go to Salzburg. This is it.
And they annoyed us in the first place because there was a bank of 4 chairs, and they were sitting in the 2 middle ones.
Hey, Ifo, no, you're not late to the show. You're early for the original show. We just started early.
We're on your time.
We're on your time now.
We're not doing that ridiculous.
We can't do that. When you guys start going to bed, like Anthony, like Hi says, Anthony, it's been a great stream, but I've it's bedtime here, or
Right.
it's bedtime here. It's like, well, yeah, it is now. It is bedtime here.
Yeah, well, we're not partiers, so we're in bed most of the time about 10 o'clock.
Well, we're still partiers. We're just in bed. No,
Your
uh,
daughter's watching.
oh, I'm sorry. Well, that's how she got here. But
You
but
get to see the
we saw
settings.
so many things in Vienna, and we were only in Vienna for 3 days, but we saw
It was it
it
was
was
enough.
cool. But that it was enough. The crowds finally. We were just
It was a full. Although we did get a schnitzel.
we had official Wiener
Um,
Schnitzel
yeah,
at the
indeed.
place that supposedly was
And
born.
we looked. We looked it up, and this place had very good reviews, and so we said, well, all right, and it was probably the best Wiener Schnitzel I've had. It was
You know,
really good.
it was pork. It was the
It
best pork
was
Wiener Schnitzel
pork,
I've ever had.
but it was really good.
Which was funny because this is the place, the
Oh,
restaurant where
we
the
went to Lake Constance on our previous trip.
yeah we went to Lindau.
I have this on my tablet here. That's why we're looking down.
Yeah,
For me to
she's reading
remember.
the chat on the
It's
tablet.
easier to see
Yeah,
the chat.
we've been to Bodensee. We've been to
Right.
Bodensee,
Mhm.
and I've been I have been all over Germany the last 20 years. I think I would make a very competent tour guide in Germany.
Oh,
Um,
you would for sure.
hey, is that Digger Evans? I saw. Hey, Digger.
It is Digger
Now,
Evans.
guys,
Hi,
I'm
Digger.
not getting the usual pop. See, when I'm at home watching on my 3 monitors, I got who's coming in here. I got the chat here, nice and big, the full screen here. Here I'm sitting on a couch, and my laptop is about 6 feet away from me because that's where the
Okay.
table is.
It's not that far, but you've got the idea. It's about a meter, huh?
That's more than a meter.
No,
All right,
it's
it's
not.
about we quibble.
Oh, just a little bit.
All right, it's about 4 feet away.
So yeah, we're doing great. I think we're running a little out of steam, but
We're tired. We're ready to go home. We're
um,
missing the
but
family. We're
this
missing the
is
house. But
Bamberg is a nice
bummer.
um, it's a nice pace here. It's definitely there are some tourists, but they're either old people or young students.
Yeah,
So they're not
local.
not nearly as obnoxious
It's
as
not everybody. It's
what
not
we
the
found in
Viking
Vienna and
cruises like you'd
Salzburg.
have 40 different Viking
Although
cruise
apparently a
groups.
couple Viking cruises were here. We were
Well, no,
asked.
they just kept asking, so they apparently get them now and then.
Yeah. So anyway, it's a little slower pace here, and so it's more
Okay.
comfortable. So anyway, yeah, go on about
So
your.
anyhow, there is only
It's a
one.
funky
There's
couch.
only one shop in Bamberg that sells anything related to model trains, and
All
it's
right,
got a
wigwag. See ya.
Wigwag's got to leave already.
It's time
Take
for his
care.
nap.
Hey, Andy, Hey, Kyle Stevens is here. Hey, Andy, nice to have you, Steven. All right, have a good nap. Nice to have you popping in and
Yeah.
chatting with us for a couple of minutes.
It's 3 o'clock.
But
Right?
this is a model train channel, so we got to talk model trains.
That's right.
So we're going to start here with Bamberg. Bamberg does not have any official shop that deals with Maryland, but there apparently is a model train shop, but it's got very bad reviews from the last 3 years.
Right.
It's funny. Anything before 3 years ago, good reviews. Anything in the last 3 years, the people are talking about the man who runs it's nasty.
Hey, Mystic.
Hey, John, how are you, Mystic? But where we stayed in Vienna was kind of a cool place because it was one of these places that is starting to gentrify.
Yeah.
It still has a lot of the refugees, the immigrants in. It's got some old folks. It's got like our apartment was one of 2 apartments he said he owned in the building. A guy that lives outside of Vienna, but he's bought property in Vienna and uses them for Airbnb. And this area is going up all kinds of restaurants. Joyce and I could have eaten at 20 different ethnic restaurants within 3 minutes of our door.
Sure.
The subway was 2 minutes outside our door.
Heck, 2 subways. Well, 2
Two
access.
subways,
2
access
accesses
points.
to subways.
And about a 10-minute walk one way from our door, we found a little model train shop, and I did have some
Yeah.
pictures, so I will. It is called Bamberg.
It is amazing. Um,
Yeah.
you know, it doesn't look like much from outside. I mean, it does have a Märklin. No,
Yeah, it was Märklin on one side.
there was Märklin on it.
Yeah, it said Spiel
Um,
ist Bamberg on one side. It said Märklin on the
mhm.
other.
But it was 3 or 4 stories
Yeah,
high, and the trains were up and fantastic.
yeah. It's a toy store. It was a all-encompassing toy store. But their third floor up,
Toys and puzzles and puppets.
yeah, the third floor up was the model train section, the third level. And it was big, it was well stocked, and the lady there was funny.
She was.
She was apparently getting calls from her dad, who
Yeah.
apparently is Mr. Banner,
Right.
because, you know, she'd be, yeah, good. Okay, Papa, you know, yeah, okay. She talks really sweet to him, and then you would hear from the other side of the floor,
And then she,
oh.
and then he called right back.
And then he'd call back 2 minutes later. Yeah, oh, okay, Papa. Yeah, okay, Papa.
Very sweet to him.
Kein Problem, Papa.
Lindy probably does the same thing. Oh, my mom, my papa. Oh, they never stop.
It was so funny.
Yeah, it was cute.
So we watched her slam the phone down one more time with a big, and we kind of laughed, and she looked at us and, can I help you?
Yeah.
Maybe not. You scare me.
No, I need the ladder.
Yeah, get out of the way. I need the ladder. But great shop. But the nice thing is, every shop we've gone to has been exactly how I envision these things to work. And I'm sad Jean Ricard can't be here today. My buddy Jean Ricard is working tonight, so he can't be here tonight. But what we bought, each place, there were a couple of things I was hoping I could walk into a store and find, like the 218 and cream. Well, I got it now in cream and probably plus the 220. I was looking for 218. We walked in and somebody had a 218 in red. We just,
it's expensive.
Yeah. And there's so many things. And these guys had, like, Jim at Hover Motion a few months ago, had talked about how he was finding it hard to find Profi Track and wanted some more. And these guys had shelves of Fleischmann Profi Track. So I text Jim and I said, Hey,
Leslie.
Hey, Leslie, great to see you. Lee is here too.
He's getting there, Andy.
Yeah. Oh, I bought some things. Yep, we bought some things.
You gotta let these stories keep going.
Yeah, let these. And so I texted Jim and said, Hey, Jim, are you still looking for Profi Track? Because these guys have it all, and I'll buy it for you and send it to you, and you can pay me back. And he says, No, I've got plenty in stock now. I've got plenty extra. But it was like it was there. So since he made that video, he apparently found some more.
Very good supply.
But anyhow, I've been looking. Well, I'll show them to you. I've been looking for. Oh, we got light in the way.
Yeah, you got a glare.
We got a glare. Is there something I can put over this to hide the glare? I don't know. Will this work? No, now you get the glare. There we go. I really don't want to take it out of the box.
Yeah, don't take it out of the box.
Yeah.
You need to get it home.
Yeah, we need to get it home.
So they are.
This is the OBB passenger cars. This is Austrian passenger cars for their versions of the EC, the Eurocity Express trains. I think these are called, EFO, correct me, these are the Eurofirma version, but it's the Era 6. And she had one first class and one second class in Märklin, which was awesome. So I grabbed those. Actually, she had to get them because
she had to get the ladder.
She had to get the ladder because these were on display, and this is all she had. So she grabbed these. So I'm really happy, and we're talking to her about different things. And then I look on the wall, and she's got Haag and Gutzold and all Fleischmann. She's got old Fleischmann locomotives.
Right.
She's got old, things that are 20, 30 years old. Plus, she's got all the new stock in. It was a fantastic shop, just like the one we had in Salzburg.
Yeah.
That was so nice.
Right.
Where they had the Wechselstrom, the AC stuff in the bottom level, and then the DC stuff on the second level. Right. But that was nice because it was a hot day in Salzburg, and we were in the bottom level where it was cooler. That was a nice shop too. That stuff.
Yeah, we like that one.
But then, as I'm walking around,
they have Pico.
Then I see they have, and I know some of you are already going to type, and I know what you're going to type, but
it's okay.
It's okay.
He's got a plan.
I've got a plan. I have a cunning plan.
Plan.
No, it's not cunning. It's just stupid.
Yeah.
They had the Roco version of these same cars, Era 6, Eurofirma,
smart carriages. Thank you.
But so she had 3 of these from Roco, 2 second-class ones and a first-class one. Now, a couple of you that really know your models, Raymond Legs is not here, but Ifo is here. Jean Ricard's not here. You're probably already saying, Anthony, there's a problem. These by Roco, which are 2-3 years old, these are true scale. These cars are true 187. These are the standard Märklin 1/195 or 1/100 scale. So yes, the Märklin ones are shorter. What are you going to do? Because the cars aren't the same size. I'm going to join them together and run them. Who gives a fuck?
He doesn't care. He said it's all right. It completes the train.
They are all rounded roofs. They are all rounded roofs, Ifo. They're all rounded.
Okay.
And that's why I picked them all up, because even though they're slightly different scales,
are different.
They're the exact same style. They look identical.
There's my mosquito bite.
Oh, there's your mosquito bite. Yeah. But I'm very thrilled because this is literally one of the things I wanted to find in Europe. Of all the things I came to Europe hoping to find while I was on vacation, I wanted to find some of these Austrian Euro cities. And we rode on these cars to Austria from Stuttgart. Well, actually, not Stuttgart, Esslingen. From Esslingen to Salzburg, we rode on a train that was all these cars. There was a Austrian EC, the EC 113, EC 113, 213, which got split at München.
Yeah.
They split it at München.
Did we stop at München? I don't think we ever went through that.
Now, Hot Dog Pilot's asking ESU. Now, I have bought an ESU loco. I bought my very first one. In fact, the United States Post Office tried to deliver it yesterday, except there was nobody home. And apparently it needs a signature. It has to be signed for, which I'm a little upset with the shop that sent it because they had to insure it.
Yeah.
They have to insure it. Because how can I be home to sign for it when you knew I was in Germany?
I wasn't going to be home, yeah. I've been nibbled. Oh.
Yeah, your mosquito bite.
Yeah, yesterday with the rain coming in.
Oh, that was the other thing. Because of the odd weather, there have been a lot more gnats and mosquitoes in Germany and Austria.
Did you switch the wheels to AC?
I will. I've got AC wheels at home. When I get home. There's no point in switching them now.
Yes. So, now those aren't the only places I have mosquito bites.
She's just not going to show you the others.
And, they were definitely feasting yesterday.
You can't show the mosquito?
It was hot. It was still hot yesterday. Again, it was 35.
And Ifo.
And the rain came in, which is nice.
Especially with Roco. I find Roco standard DC wheels work with Miracle Track fairly well. Pico, I will automatically change wheels, but a lot of times I'll run the Roco stock as long as it's standard cars, no lighting, no
Right.
currents needed. Sometimes I'll leave the wheels on because the Roco wheels, even for DC, are very good. But no, I have changed out all my Pico. Any Pico stock I buy immediately, I go to Miracle wheels. But Roco, I'm probably half and half. I think half my Roco cars, like well, those were AC anyhow, so I can't talk about the Railjet. My Railjet is all obviously Miracle because it was an AC to begin with. But um, my Czech EC cars, half of those I have converted to um, Miracle wheels or Roco AC wheels. Yeah, it was Roco AC wheels. And the other half I still haven't converted yet. No, I definitely would love to get these cars all lit up, Luma, but right now I think my way of doing it is going to be that the UK way where you put the little battery transistor with the oh crap, my brain. I've been speaking German too long, I can't remember the English name. The no, with the LEDs, but no, the reed switch. That's what I'm trying to say. The reed switch. Gotcha. With the reed switch and a magnet, and do it that way. It's so much easier than trying to rewire and cheaper, a lot cheaper. And yes, the batteries can wear out at time, but that's my plan right now. I'd like to light up my IC1 cars the same way. In fact, I bought the kits to do it. I just, like so many other things, have never gotten around to do it yet.
Are we hitting the like button, y'all? I really can't tell.
You get them, Daisy.
Yeah.
Go get them, Daisy. So anyhow, how are you guys all doing? Like I said, this has been a world tour. We've been sharing a lot of pictures on Facebook, and we do. We get friends that are, oh my God, it's so wonderful, it's amazing, you guys get to travel. I'll never get to travel, and we actually do feel guilty at times. Like it feels like we're bragging or rubbing it in, but no, it's like when Rick and Pauline from Welch Huff, when they go to a toy show. I can't wait for their video because I love going to toy shows and I can't be there live. And the next best thing to being live is watching somebody else go, watching their video. And the only regret I ever have is, damn, I wish I was there. I would have bought that or grabbed that and picked that up, all the toys, because they go to some very cool toy shows. Now, I do have one. I deleted the comment because it turned into a bit of an argument.
Oh, Eva. It's 3 weeks till his trip to Germany.
Oh, that's very cool. I hope you have an awesome time, but I'm sure you will. But if you've been following the channel, Joyce and I are very proud. We did 4 out of 3 major train shows. Now you're going, wait, 4 out of 3? Yeah. Because we intended to hit the big 3 of Germany: Miniature Wonderland in Hamburg, the Märklinaneum at the Märklin factory in Göppingen, and then the Porsche Traumwerk in Anger near Salzburg, Austria. Anger's in Germany, but it's near Salzburg, Austria. And in the middle of all that, we found that little Märklin World place in Titisee, which was awesome.
It was cute.
That was very cool.
It really was
they're
a lot cooler than we thought it was.
Yeah, and their museum of old Märklin toys was outside of the Märklin Museum of Toys, was awesome to see. Now, I am a guy with a camera. I mean, I am using my phone camera. And I am walking through Miniature Wonderland, both holding the camera and trying to look at it myself, because I have learned very often that if I just sit there and film stuff, I don't really feel like I saw it because I'm looking through the lens. So I will look at stuff and then film it. But I was trying to take people through Miniature Wonderland and the Märklinaeum, we weren't able to live stream from there or from Traumwerk. The internet just was not strong enough to let us do it. I wanted to live stream from all three.
Hi, Kiwi Dave.
And hey, Kiwi. Hey, Dave, how are you? And I thought I did a great job, especially at Traumwerk, although I was having camera problems at Traumwerk. And I'm holding my camera and I've got the video stabilizer on and I'm going through and I'm filming and showing and I'm moving because I'm walking through. If I just stop and film every little inch and hold the camera still for 5-10 minutes so you can check it all out, I'm going to be there 6-7 hours. And we really didn't have that kind of time, especially with the buses in and out of Traumberg. So I'm walking through as if you were walking through. And I even say on the video several times, if you see something, it's in 4K. Pause the screen. It will look like you were standing there. Now, yes, if you're on a phone, that's kind of hard to do, but you can still. Anyhow, I had some guy from the UK, I believe, who threw a major shit fit at me, complaining about my shaking camera. Like, oh my God, stop shaking the camera. It was unwatchable. Then don't watch it. But I've watched it.
He doesn't have a shakes on the camera.
I've watched it 3 or 4 times and I'm like, what's shaking? What's shaking? And I'm trying to apologize. I'm sorry. I do have nerve damage in my hands. My hands do shake a bit, but I was like, I really was holding that pretty good and had video stabilizer on it, but I am moving through. And yes, I'm going up and I'm coming down and I'm going over. And this guy just kept going on. Well, I suggest next time you go, you should do this. It's like, dude, it's a freaking free video. And if you don't like it, turn off.
There was some other guy filming at the time. He hit me in the head twice.
Yeah,
He was just doing this.
Yeah,
he was carrying his phone and had it and was running over.
Because that's the flip side. Even at some of these model train places, is you get the guy that either is or sees himself as professional videographer. And they're going to stand there and they're going to film and they're not going to move and they're going to film there for half an hour. Or they're going to push through you or over your head and grunt because they're a professional and you're some amateur in their way.
I was very annoyed by, especially the second time he whacked me.
Yeah.
And he was all business.
Yeah, and again, give my video a dislike and move on, but to cry and complain and then to continue the argument.
It's just,
you can't please anyone, but, for God's sakes, move on. When you take the time to write a real whiny complaint, I couldn't even stand watching this because you were just moving, hold the goddamn camera still. Dude, I've got so much battery life, and I'm trying to show the entire layout.
Well, but there was so much to see.
And there's so much to see.
You did have an upper layer, a middle layer, and a lower layer. And
I'm trying to get it all. And that's why I keep saying, pause if you really see something, because I cannot even explain all the detail. Because I'm trying to see, especially Porsche Traumwerk and the Märklinaeum, where it's my first time there. And I'm trying to experience it. So I did about 40 minutes of video from each of those places, but we were there for 3 or more hours because we're checking it out ourselves.
Gimbal?
A gimbal, that's the stick. Yeah,
gotcha.
But again, my thing is the people who have the gimbals and have all the high-tech equipment, they're in the way of everybody else. I'm walking around with me and the camera, and I'm taking up as little space as I can take up.
Yeah,
you get the people
complain about everything.
And I know he does his thing where he walks around and does that, but the thing is, even if you have a gimbal, if you have a shaky hand,
thing that's holding the gimbal shake.
The gimbal's not going to solve that. But again, I think the videography on it was pretty cool. The only thing I wish I had a gimbal for was to go up high to give you some down shots, because that's the only criticism of the Traumwerk is that they've got 2 sections where you can kind of look down on it, which are not enough. the Americanaeum has an entire floor where you can go up a level and look down on it. And the Porsche Traumwerk has one 8-foot long window over here and another 8-foot long window over here, and you can work your way into those two rooms and look down, and it's a great view. But then they have these well, almost like telescope machines, like those things you stand. They've got those which are kind of in the way. Yes, you can use it.
But it's kind of cool to focus in on.
But it is. Oh, it is. But they're also kind of in the way if you're just trying to film or look down.
It was kind of cool. So, yeah, you saw that. Even the pros of Dutch TV needed a lesson in filming model trains for the model train contest.
Yeah. So yeah, and there's and again, there are people who say this is what you need, this is what you know. I'm trying to film something that I want to watch.
I agree.
When I come back, I'm trying to watch something that I'll be happy watching. If I have the technique and if I have the permission, heck, I'm going to put a rail car and do a cube view in. But I've got a camera. They have a screen that says, they've got a protective plexiglass that says, do not cross this. So I'm going to hold my camera where I can get the best view because I don't just want to show the trains because they're the train guys like, show me the trains. Where were all the trains? And then there's people like, let me see how they built this. Let me see how they built that. So I can't please everybody. So I'm going to say, here it is. Pause it when you see something that's cool. And, I'll go up high. I'll come down low. But I'm going to move along just as if you were part of a tour group walking through it yourself because you're going with me. And yet I'm turning the camera off and just staring at it for 5-10 minutes myself. But it was very cool. I enjoyed doing it. But boy, sometimes you just get the wrong complaint at the wrong time and it's a bee in your bonnet. Or if you're Andy, it's a wasp in your bonnet.
Well, you get a lot of support here. Just
I appreciate that.
Bullocks at them. And they're all talking about the camera study and everything else. Hey, Tim, James.
Hey, Tim's here, my buddy Tim. How are you, Tim? God, I miss all you guys. I'm spot watching videos or parts of videos on YouTube and giving them the thumbs up. But I finally caught a couple of my friend Christopher from Ravenbridge, Christopher's hobby blog, all his stuff. Tim, I know you posted something a few days ago. Leslie, of course, is posting all kinds of cool videos, and I've just been able to catch just a couple of minutes because I'm really not watching YouTube.
We did listen to Alan's sad story about his car.
We listened to Alan.
We were telling you from the beginning, Alan, you have a leak.
As soon as you start that video, Alan, I'm like, yeah, you should have called me, Alan. I would have said, sounds like you got a leaky gasket.
Yeah, there's a reason to have oil there.
I have rebuilt a couple of engines in my life because of that. But boy, our gasket was right on top. Take off the cover plate, new gasket in, screws back on, done. And don't forget to reattach the carburetor there. Okay, we're good. Right. Yeah. But yeah, I'm sitting there 2 minutes into your story. I'm like, Alan, you probably got a leaky gasket. But I will say the funny thing is the difference in world, and that's all I can do it is the difference in world is, Alan, your repair came to about $1,000 US, $1,100 US. The same problem in the United States probably would have been a $2,000 to $3,000 repair job.
It would have been very expensive.
You're like I'm sorry, I keep kicking this with my foot. When you're talking about wait till you hear how much it costs, I'm like, oh God, here it comes. It's going to be 1,500, 1,800, 2,500 pounds, 932 pounds or whatever it was. I'm like, damn, that wasn't too bad. And you're like, oh my God. Oh. Nothing like iced Coke.
Hey, Ian.
Ian Frazier's here.
Yeah. Alan responded to that. Wow. Yeah, it was so. Yeah, still, what a mess, though.
To take off all the things they had to take off. Take off all the things they had to take off and then replace this, and to do it properly underneath and reattach it to your exhaust system, which they failed to do. Right. Yeah, that would have been a $2,000-$3,000 job because at that point you're like, to me, there comes a point with a car that how much is it going to cost to repair it? Never mind, it's cheaper to buy a new one.
It's not.
But yes, and thank you for shouting us out once again in that video. You talked about, because yes, we did. I'm a big guy. I'm over 6'3" and weigh, I don't know. I came to Germany weighing 226 pounds. I think I'm probably up to about 236 now. I've gained anywhere from I've gained anywhere from 2 to 5 kilos in Germany here. 5 to 10 pounds,
We
guys.
were not that
Beer and schnitzels,
close.
bratwurst. I've eaten badly.
Oh, well, yeah, the parts usually aren't that expensive. It's the work it takes to put them in.
And sadly that's true even with
Um,
American cars, that you've got to remove all these $500 and $600 parts, and the part you have to replace is a
yeah, it's
$3,
super
$4,
cheap.
$5
It's all the
gasket,
labor
but
of
it's all the getting
taking it
to it.
apart and putting it back. We're changing colors. Um, have we ever been to the Sunshine Spire Museum?
Sadly, no. We were in Speyer in 2019
Right.
and had not heard of the Zinsheim Museum. My friend Paul Vosman from Tommy's Trains channel went there and filmed it a year after we were there, and Joyce and I were kind of like, "Oh man, we could have seen that." So sadly, I missed that one. If we ever go back to that area, it's definitely on the to-do list. I don't know when we'll get back to that area, because every time we come to Germany and Austria, we like to go places we haven't been before. But I'm done with the big tour. I don't want to say I'm done with Austria,
Hi,
but
Andy Dobson.
Andy Dobson's here. Cool, Andy
Sorry.
Dobson's here.
A lot of Andys.
We got to have a special room
Gotta
just for the Andys. We got an Andy room.
clarify.
Got to clarify all those
Yeah,
Andys.
you got a couple marks, and yeah. That's why you don't have a car.
That's why you don't have a car.
Most of the time.
If we lived in Europe, I don't know that we have 2 cars now. We might have one, but yeah, it would be definitely not used a lot. I love traveling by train. Now we've had some mild hassles with traveling by train. Just the 2 that we thought, because trains got canceled. We've had more fears. Like we had a big thunderstorm come through while we were yesterday before we left Vienna, and they were talking about it would be shutting down some of the trains. So be ready. And we were scared, like, oh God, we're going to get so far and then they're going to shut the trains down and we're going to be stuck and not be able to get to Bamberg.
Let's see what happens next week. Oh, I hope you're done for a while.
Yeah, we hope you're done.
Puff Candy is your nickname?
Puff Candy is your nickname?
Is
Okay.
that something we want to know?
They call me Mac Daddy Puff Candy.
That sounds a little better.
Rather be Puff the Magic Dragon.
How much longer are we going to be there?
Until the authorities kick us out. No. We are, what is it, Wednesday we come home. The 28th we come home.
Yeah,
Whatever
it's
the
the
28th.
23rd, so that's 5 more days.
Yeah, well,
wow.
Okay. So, well, we got...
I mean, we leave and arrive on the same day.
Yeah.
Unlike
We leave on the
direction.
28th. We leave on the 28th and we're back in America on the 28th, which is the day after our anniversary.
Right. Yeah, we're not going to be stuck in a Toronto airport line for
Well, we won't be
4
stuck, but
hours.
don't say that. Don't say that. We don't. Yeah, because we took a straight flight all the way over, but the flight home, they didn't have a straight flight available.
Just go and do Amsterdam.
Yeah, we go to Amsterdam and then over, but it's that 2-hour waiting. I hated the slightly longer airplane flight going over.
It was long.
It was long.
Yeah.
But the travel time was so much shorter.
Anthony tried watching 4 movies. He didn't quite make it.
I didn't quite make it.
Yeah.
Well, that's because John Wick 4 was 3 hours long.
Yeah, he was watching the John Wick movies. So anyway, but I assume you'll be able to watch it on the way back.
Flood and lightning strike risk. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, right. So,
right. Well, we know, Eva, we know
how
why.
did the storm last? The one that we filmed yesterday. The storm part of it just
Actually, it
was
already.
maybe a half an hour. I mean, it
Oh
wasn't
no,
long,
it was longer because I filmed it.
but
for
it
20 minutes.
rained through a good part of the night.
Yeah, the lightning show actually stopped just after sundown. The lightning really stopped, but it had been thundering for a while before. I think the thunder and lightning was about 2 hours from the time it started to the time
Well,
it
yeah,
ended,
I
but the
think it
rain
was because
continued through the night.
it started thundering, and we decided we should go back to our apartment. We just kind of laughed because nobody was reacting to it. It seemed people were still eating outside in the
Yeah,
restaurants
yeah.
and walking around, and I'm like,
There's
okay,
thunder and lightning in the
storm
sky, and the
is
people are just
coming.
sitting under the umbrellas at the cafes.
I just in no hurry. And it's
Oh,
like,
they're just.
yeah, I felt like we really the ones that felt like we should get back. Now, really, we were back for a while before it really did anything, but.
The thing is, yeah, it would have been cooler to catch some of those lightning things at night, but I just filmed that.
Well, we filmed it when it came in.
We filmed it as it came
It
in.
was cool for us, at least, watching it at sort of dusk there.
Yeah, and things don't
If you were
necessarily
seeing
show
it,
up.
we decided this must have been bats that were darting around the church
Eating
there.
all the upset bugs.
Was really cool to watch those.
But what I was trying to say is that was unedited. If I put that into my video editing software, which I only have a base version on this computer, where I can sit down and highlight the colors and work on some things, and slow it down. Some of those lightning strikes will really show up nicely when I get a chance to edit that. And but I just posted it out there.
Yeah, because we were seeing real clear bolts of lightning in the clouds there.
Yeah, the ICEs did have they did them as an Amtrak. In fact, one of the shops we were in actually had the American Amtrak ICE, but they wanted a lot of money for it.
Wow, I don't even know which one that was.
All right, high's taken off. Well, it is almost bedtime there, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Here.
Up there. Here. Up there.
It's the same
It's
time.
bedtime up there. Oh, they go to bed earlier in the Netherlands.
Well, yeah, it's almost 10 o'clock. All right. Night, hi.
Bye, hi.
Kyle says it's about time to go to work, so.
All right. Well,
Kyle.
Try to have a good day at work. We always try to make people's days at work nice when we go into stores or restaurants and that. I can't tell you how many. Oh, that was our joke today. We hiked up to a castle.
Yeah, we walked up to that castle. That was not a
14% grade.
We finally found the sign that warned 14%.
Yeah, it was a warning to drivers. This is a 14% grade.
Considerable.
It was a steep hill.
It was a considerable
without a real good hiker's path. You take the highway up, and then there's this one little path that goes off and kind of circles back, and maybe it's a little smoother, but it takes twice as long to do it. Forget it.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, no, but it was a cool little castle. There wasn't a lot of it intact.
The Altenburg
it
in
wasn't
Bamberg.
A lot of it was intact, which is fine. And we had dinner up there.
But they had this old eating hall in the tower, in the one tower where back in the 14 and 1500s, 1600s, the soldiers would have eaten. You know, the guards up there would have eaten.
All right, Arno, thanks for coming in, dude.
Hey, Arno, thanks for joining us. Have a great evening.
Come back.
Y'all come back now, you hear?
And we'll be with our trains next week.
Yeah, next week I will be back home and running my trains, and probably a whole lot of new trains.
Yeah.
This bag.
Yeah, he had to go to a bigger bag.
This bag is
a
filled.
stronger bag. He was in a paper bag, and I said, nope, go to this guy.
This bag is filled with all the new stuff.
We really are trying to figure out how to get it home.
Minus all the new cars. If you came in later, I bought a bunch of these. This is the newest purchase.
Marked at all, EFO, but yeah, I imagine it would have been marked as a challenging one.
Yeah, the hike up.
We had no company.
The hike up to the castle is not considered official trail or anything, so it doesn't have any marking.
Oh, because we were walking along the road.
We were walking along the road, but even the path that went off, there were no trees. There's no trees, so there was no signature, because that's what EFO's referencing is the different, like we see blue, yellow, red, green. They also indicate difficulty.
Yeah, I was understanding that.
Although it's not always the way you do it, like at whatever that one place was where they had Freiburg. I think it was Freiburg where they had the 5 different paths and they were color coded. And they just each one had a different time.
It's not very generous there, Mick.
Where's that what?
Realize my wife is a religious cook. It's either burnt offerings or sacrifices.
So but we went up to the castle and walked around, and then we knew it was going to rain. So I said, well, let's eat dinner here, an early dinner here.
I don't think we really knew it was going to rain.
Let's eat dinner here.
Yeah.
And
inside.
So we decided what we wanted to eat, and it's a very small little inn-like restaurant because again, it's an old mess hall for troops.
Well, and I think
there's long tables, and in some cases they will do like a lot of European restaurants will, which is, do you guys know each other? No. Well, you know each other now because 3 of you are going to sit here and 3 of you are going to sit here together.
There were tables outside, but people weren't eating outside because of the rain. So yeah, it was not a very big inside area to eat.
And because the weather wasn't great, everybody was eating inside. But even everybody, there was probably 20 of us total.
Yeah, probably.
But you had a table of like 8, 9 people, and I think it was 2 groups of 4 or 5 joined together into one because they all were getting to know each other and asking each other where they were from and so on.
Those are nice.
And then, but anyhow, so we sat down, and they had to open another section to let us sit down. And so we were sitting alone in this other room that had 2 tables, 3 tables.
Yeah, it didn't have
many. Yeah. But yeah, so I get ready to order, and I really like Pils beer, Pils, Pils. And I'm about to order the beer. He says, you're going to order the Keller. This is all in German. You're going to order the Keller. And I'm like, oh, I was going to get a Pils. No, you want the Keller. Okay. He says, it's the best beer ever. It is, best beer ever. I said, well, is it a Bamberg local? He says, it is the original Bamberg beer, and it's a Keller beer. You want a Keller beer. And you will like it. In fact, if you don't like it, I will pay for it. And I was like, what the hell? I'll try you. Go ahead. Bring me whatever beer. Because, he couldn't decide if we were where we were from.
No, he really couldn't.
He didn't know if we were.
He spoke completely.
We got accused of being Polish in one store today. But there's a story with that too. But anyhow, so I tried his beer, and he stood at the table waiting for me to try it. And it was a good beer.
It was cute.
It wasn't the best beer I ever had, but it was a very, very good beer.
On about that beer.
And it's one of those beers that gets better the more you're drinking it. And I find that very cool at times, just a beer. When you first try it, but as you get used to it, you realize, no, this is a very good beer. First sip, you might go, it's not bad. By the end of the beer, you're like, that was damn good. And, yeah, that was very nice. And again, he was happy. The tipping rules of Europe have changed a little bit. Like in Germany, it used to be just round up to the next hole up, or if it's like 1890, give them 20. It's not like in America where you should tip 20 to 25% because they're not paid. Yeah, they don't make any money. They're paid below even minimum wage, and minimum wage in America is such a joke. But be that as it may, he
the girl told me that the more beer,
the better she was. The more beer, the better she was. I thought he was going to say he had a girl like that. The more he tasted her, the better she. No.
A great beer by the 10th.
We just lost our G rating. We just lost.
Yeah, no kidding.
By the 10th, no beer's good.
Really sounds like
you're drinking water and people are telling you it's beer, and you're going, "It's the best beer I ever had." That was Jim Sampson. 2 beers and he was drunk.
He was a lightweight. Yeah.
No, he wasn't drunk. It was at the act.
I think you need to scoot those over a little bit. They're awfully close to the edge.
What, are you worried about my trains
Yeah,
falling?
that would be tragic if they went crashing down.
Yeah, and these fragile
I
cases.
know. They should be all right, but still.
No, I'm very happy about this. This is the one thing I was hoping to find in Europe. Of all the things, this was the one.
Okay.
And it was the
Good.
last store
Yeah,
we
that was
hit.
Vienna.
Yeah, the last store we had, because
Vienna.
we did go into a Karstadt's
Mm,
and a Mueller's. And sadly, in 2019, we went to 3 different Mueller stores that have beautiful train sections. And all the
right.
Muellers in the towns we've been to this year, they don't have the train sections. We need to go back to Mainz or Nuremberg.
She was on the card. Yeah, but the one we were in today,
They had one
we found a single
Märklin locomotive,
American locomotive.
the only locomotive model,
Just one.
just one in Mueller's.
Sam's.
They
There
had
wasn't
like
a
this
section
one
for
shelf. They had this one shelf where they had
Just a
all their model
single
train stuff left over.
train.
It was this gorgeous, and it was a new one.
It was.
It was the gorgeous new blue Bavarian.
And it was like 440 euros or something.
$6.29.
$6.29. That's right.
That would have been almost $700
outrageous.
to walk out of that store.
It was
with.
outrageously.
It was, yeah. Well, it was a MHI model, the Märklin Händlers Initiative, the Märklin Dealers program.
Yeah, so you can get it on the.
But it was it was a gorgeous train. It's one that I had put on my if I'm crazy and see it at a good price. This wasn't a good price.
That was not a good price.
That was not a good price. It's a gorgeous steam locomotive, but it was easy to say no.
Yeah.
But it was like they had one little set of Note figurines. I didn't even look at what it was. They had one
I
little.
didn't even see that.
They had a little Wiesmann signal thing.
Okay, yeah, I did see there were some things over.
And
So
then
I
they
know what
had
you're
a
talking
little pack of like bush scatter, grass scatter, small packet. It was really weird, and that was all they had left. So apparently that store at one time had a model train section. That's sort of like, this is what we got left.
Sorry. I'm laughing at Alice.
Yeah, so am I. Not sir, just Lord.
Just Lord.
Not sir, just Lord. That's Lord all to you, sir. I'll have to really work on getting into my James Mason voice.
Hey, we were seeing some
Lolita.
cars that were a 187.
Yeah. They had a whole bunch of Märklin Schuko.
They had
87.
the American ones.
They had Märklin Schuko.
And then they had
Siku.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had a bunch of Siku in 187.
We didn't end up buying any of them, but
because it was really like, I really could use a bunch of these. But they didn't have the farming equipment that I probably would have just grabbed and run. They had construction equipment.
Yeah, they had construction.
Why would I buy farm?
With all those sheep, I guess, that you got on your...
I've got all kinds of farm buildings right behind my monitors. That's probably why you don't notice. So yeah, I could have a tractor there and maybe put some fields in, have some corn or wheat or what have you. Yes, my lord, do you have... See, the problem is now I can't do it without going into the Kahat. I go to the Kahat. That was the problem. I went from James Mason to create the Kahat character. Now I can't go back to James Mason.
Seafood? Well, we saw some food, but...
Yes, I did like the 08 shunting. It was kind of cool to see you doing some shunting because that's not something you normally put in your videos. But we were watching while we were we had come back from going to the cathedral and walking through the town because we just...
we recognized the Siku were a lot better priced.
Yeah, but the funny thing is, the Siku were metal and either cheaper or same price for something from Schuko. So yeah, Siku was impressive because they really have good price, great money value for money is
Probably
the
a better
best way to put it. Yeah, and Viking makes quality looking stuff, but I think Viking is very expensive. And when you look at Siku and what Siku makes, and even Maisto makes some 187 stuff, which is a little bit cheaper looking, but it's a third the price of Viking.
Well, and you said, how close are people looking at your layout?
And there does come that point where, but again, it's the difference when somebody's doing a master layout and everything has to be like that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and they can go ahead and spend that money. I'm not that particular. I will spend the money if it's the only one and I need it.
Right. Right.
Like this.
Yeah.
But you can't make that face because remember, I could have spent a lot more money at that shop.
You could have spent.
I could have spent a lot more.
Hi, Jerry.
Hey, Boxcar Jerry's here. Hello. But yeah, it's gonna be weird. I've got 2 trains waiting at home. My grandson Kyan already opened one.
Yeah.
I told my daughter Elizabeth she was babysitting Kyan, so Kyan's mom could get some work done because she's got a major project that she's getting paid to do, and so we Kyan was over at our house and of course wondering where's Oma and Opa.
Right.
And there's a box.
He's had a hard time with
Kyan knew what was in the box.
He recognizes the Miraculin tape.
Yeah, he the Model Banchop Lipa tape.
Yeah.
He represents he recognizes the Lipa tape. So I told my daughter, I said, just go ahead and open it with him. And the funny thing is, my daughter was telling me, it's like downstairs, train downstairs. He recognized that's a train that runs downstairs. Yeah. And so she took him downstairs. He knew where to put the box. He wanted her to run him.
No, not gonna do that.
And I also took up some of the track off the floor while we were gone. I took off some of the Bachman track. I think it was.
Yeah, because
or did I take off the Tricks track too? I took off the wider one, so that was Tricks. I picked up a lot of the track off the floor while we were gone, so my daughter wasn't worried about it. But the problem is, Kyan went right over and turned on the UK trains. He knows how to turn those on. But I had shut the dials off, so and my daughter Liz didn't know how to turn the switches back on. So Kyan's trying to make the trains go. She's like, Kyan, there's not even tracks for these trains. And he's, train go.
Oh man.
So it was very funny to see all that.
Yeah. So what's going on with the one you didn't sign?
Well, it went back to the post office. They'll try to redeliver it, then they'll hold it, and then they said if it's not claimed by July 22nd, it goes back to the sender.
July 22nd?
Yeah, so I've got plenty of time to get it. But I've already talked to Liz, and she was going to either try to make it to the post office after work today to pick it up, which she still got a half an hour to work.
Nice.
Or I said, you can go over Saturday before noon, but she has to have the claim check.
Yeah.
Which they claim to deliver, but half the time they don't even leave the little form anymore. And what's their names? FedEx. They'll put the form on the door. They'll leave the form claiming they tried to deliver.
They don't knock.
But I'm sitting in the chair in the goddamn living room.
Yeah, we've had that happen. They don't knock, and so we're like,
you don't even hear the truck, and they don't knock. They just walk off like, I don't feel like delivering this today, and they put it up there.
I don't know what it is.
I don't know what it is with them, but I don't have a high opinion of FedEx. I liked a much better one was DHL. But now DHL tends to just hand it to the USPS, who usually are pretty good, but this is the USPS sticking to there. But I've done that where I've gone in. The problem is they try to deliver between 4 and 5. And of course, Liz gets home at 4:45.
Real late. So yeah, overall it was just brutal. That has to be said.
Yeah, it's tough
When we're not home.
when we're not home. Yeah, which I'm.
Mm-hmm.
So he goes, sends this to America for you, and you will have to sign for it, guys. I'm going to be in Germany a month.
And we told him that.
But the 218 that I bought from Rocco, that was a bomb. The first time I really was disappointed in a Rocco. That is back home waiting for me.
Yeah, they fixed it apparently, or
replaced it,
and they
exchanged
sent
it.
it back. So that's what Cayenne opened.
Yeah. We are here until the 28th. We leave the morning of the 28th, and we'll be home the afternoon of the 28th.
Right. So about 5 more days. Technically 4. Yeah, since today's pretty much over.
24th, 25th, 26th. That's what's left in Bamberg. The 27th, morning of the 27th, we head back to Frankfurt, so that we can catch the plane out of Frankfurt the 28th. Early in the morning, too. It's going to be another 5 a.m. Get up and get a taxi or try to ride an early morning train into the station.
Well,
or into the airport.
Trains weren't working. If you remember, you had to go to the east or south or whatever.
So I don't know. I don't know. That's worrisome now. We have had a great time. If anything, we've overloaded ourselves. We had friends saying, "You got to pace yourselves," and we think we pace ourselves, but we just, every day it's been, oh, here's something cool.
Yes, next Friday will be a bumper edition, as long as Anthony stays awake for it.
Oh, I'll be fine.
He'll be fine. Yeah, he will be.
I'll be fine.
Yeah, we're having we're getting home on.
Hey, Ray Bertelson's here. Nice to have you.
What day are we getting home?
We're getting home the 28th, which is a Wednesday.
Yeah, we're getting home on Wednesday. And Thursday we have people, coming over and installing.
Thursday morning they're installing a room air conditioner, one of these splits they're called.
Yeah.
Because our upstairs attic, when they put air conditioning, when they redid the attic and converted our attic, the idiot forgot to put a cold
Randall's here. Hi, Randall.
Randall Ellison. Nice to have you, Randall. Cool. How you doing, my friend?
Anyway, and it's gonna heat and cool, which we need it to do both, and it's going to make our room a lot more comfortable. But yeah, we have to get up.
So the day we get home,
we're gonna
have
turn up and
get up early the very next morning because they're coming at 8 o'clock to do this work.
So we set ourselves up for.
And we're still waiting to get the driveway done. But yeah, we like we have done so much that something we did yesterday. It was like, was that just yesterday?
Yeah.
It was like it already felt 3 days ago.
Problem with
time.
Because
we arrived, we went up and hung out with Jean Ricard in Hamburg for 3 days, and God, that feels forever ago. And then we went, we started the main part of our trip.
Thanks, Andy Dobson.
All right, Andy, thanks for hanging out with us. Hey, there's Raymond Legs. How are you? And but it was so weird because like Freiburg, we started off kind of slow, and then Rhine Falls.
Yeah, we were just getting our bearings.
And then the one trip into the Black Forest, and then it was Titisee, Schlucksee, and Aha.
And then it was.
And then the Triberg Falls.
We went to Titisee on the way back, didn't we? That was all that same trip.
And then the Triberg Falls.
Super.
We did all that other stuff, and then we hiked up the one.
John, you have 12 pictures of the same waterfall.
Yeah. And then we hit the road, and we were in Stuttgart for just 2 days. And that was the Märklin Museum, and then whatever of Stuttgart we could squeeze in to see. And that already feels a century ago.
It does. There was a nice place.
And then
where
we did
stayed. It was
Salzburg,
very
5 days
nice.
in Salzburg. And Salzburg was, ooh, let's see Salzburg. Oh, this is amazing. This is amazing. This is amazing. And then it's like, while we're in Salzburg, oh yeah, we're gonna go to the Porsche Museum.
Yeah.
Oh, that's super cool. Oh, that
Yeah.
was a whole day. And then we went swimming at the one lake at Prien, Prien on Chiemsee.
Right.
We toured the island, and then we went swimming in the lake.
And then we went to Berchtesgaden.
Oh, we went to Berchtesgaden
and
hiked
to the lake and back. It was
to
very
Königssee
nice.
and back. That was a long
Very
hike,
nice.
a great hike. So we're hiking in all these mountains and doing a lot more hiking because I weigh 50 pounds less than I did last time I was in Germany.
Yeah, we didn't have a ton of hills.
But I was struggling when we were in Kempten and doing the hills in the Alps that year. I was so out of shape at that point. I was 62 floors.
62 floors. So we set a trip record today doing our hike up to the castle.
Hiking up the castle. That was the newest, steepest. And I would have died 4 years ago doing that. I was so out of shape, so heavy and out of shape then.
Yeah, no, we
but
did
and then we did Vienna, and we did Vienna in a blitz.
Okay, Leslie.
Leslie's taking off. Oh,
no, he's editing.
He's editing.
He's listening. Is it right?
Did we see Jean Ricard pop in? I don't think we did. Somebody's saying hi, Jean Ricard.
Oh. Yeah, I'd be surprised if he was here, Randall.
Because he said he was working.
He told us. We talked to him last week, and he said he wouldn't make.
Maybe he's on a lunch break and popped in. A dinner break or coffee break or beat up an unruly passenger break, whatever. That's an in joke.
Yeah.
Jean Ricard might get that.
Yeah,
I mean, he should if he remembers.
Yeah, he would. When he listens to this,
we got to see the bus driver. We got to see the bus driver side of Jean Ricard.
We sure did.
In Hamburg.
Yeah.
On a bus.
On a bus.
Jean Ricard forgot he was on vacation.
Got thanked by the bus driver.
And got thanked by that bus driver, yes. I was getting ready, and Jean Ricard jumped in front of me. I've got this.
He sure did.
The Viking side of Jean Ricard. I'm used to seeing the French side of Jean Ricard, but the Viking side came out on that bus.
It sure did.
All right, Dave's got to run. All right, you have a great day down there, Dave.
Yeah, thanks for coming in, Dave.
But
I say it'll all be normal next week.
So, but that's time for another mini rant. Although, if anybody is friends with me on Facebook, you already know the rant. In Vienna, all right, Vienna's a beautiful city. It's a massive city, but it's big. It's got politicians, it's got business people, it's got models, it's got wannabe models, it's got trust fund kids running all over, it's got tourist groups all over. It's just packed, but there's a lot of cool things, and I wanted to see a lot of the Imperial Habsburg things. But yeah, those two.
Yeah,
but most of my life, one of the things I wanted to go see, and especially the last 20 years, if ever I go to Vienna, and I didn't know if I'd ever make it to Vienna, I wanted to go to the Hofburg Palace and see the original Holy Roman Emperor crown. It's not a copy. Mm-hmm. It's the original that other kings later on. And it was the one used to crown my favorite Holy Roman Emperor.
You dropped on the right.
My favorite Holy Roman Emperor, Otto the Great, the only Holy Roman Emperor to be named Otto the Great, right. Or to be named the Great. Even Charlemagne, which is Latin for Charles the Great, he was not actually Holy Roman Empire. A lot of schools, a lot of textbooks, a lot of historians say he was the first Holy Roman Emperor. No, he wasn't. Hey, Tammy and Ray, nice to see you. We've been watching videos. We're trying to watch as many videos as we can, but we don't have time to comment and keep up with it all. We're not watching all of everybody's videos, but we try to catch snippets here and there just to stay in touch. But yeah, you guys are posting and we're not commenting, and I feel bad. I know I shouldn't feel bad, but I do anyhow. But anyhow, I want to see this crown. It's a 1,300-year-old crown. It was first used in the year 963 AD. Okay, a 1,200-year crown. Now, first of all, the Hofburg Palace and the Habsburg stuff is a bit of a ripoff because they don't just charge you a ticket and say, okay, go see what you want to see. They nickel and dime, except they don't nickel and dime you. They 10 and 20 you to death.
Yeah, they charged you for every
Okay.
part of it.
Do you want to see the palace? Sure. That'll be 24 euros. Do you want to see all of the palace? That'll be 29 euros each.
Yeah.
Because there's a part of the palace we don't let you see unless you pay that extra 5 euros. All right, let me pay that. Okay, can I go to the coach museum, the Imperial Coach Museum, and see all the coaches of the different emperors? That will be an extra 15 euros. Do you want to go outside and see the park? Yes, that's free. Oh, good. Oh, but there's a special part of the park and the orangerie. That's an extra 15 euros. Wow, really, Austria? Vienna? Come on.
Was a lot.
So anyhow, I want to go see the Habsburg Royal Jewels. So we pay
See that crown.
just to see that crown. That's what I really was there for. I wanted to see all the royal jewels. Now, this is different because like when you go to the UK and you go to see the royal jewels at the Tower of London, that's not the royal jewels. The royal jewels all got melted down in the 1650s. Those are copies made in the 1700s. And they tell you they're copies. That's fine. That's fine. And we saw them and they were nice, but it's not the originals. Okay, but this crown is the original crown with the original jewels and then other jewels, others added to it. And again, so we pay 15 euros each to go in. Now, when we get in there, there's all kinds of beautiful stuff. But really, 70% of the museum where these jewels were the tunics that different heralds of different emperors wore at different events.
Right. Yeah,
Like,
lots of clothes.
Lots of these fancy, elaborate tunics and the staffs the heralds have. And then, okay, there's a little section. Okay, here's one of the crowns that Emperor Leopold wore. Here's the crown that Matthias Habsburg wore. And I'm trying to give Joyce quick history of this. Okay, Matthias was
the huge aquamarine. It was really
big
cool
jewel.
looking,
That's
and
cool.
even bigger emerald. But
they tell you the crown of Otto the Great and all the Holy Roman Emperors is in room 11. And there are signs everywhere. In fact, when they advertise the museum, it's a picture of that crown. And when you go to the room, here's a picture of the crown. When you get into the ticket place, here's a picture of the crown.
Yeah.
You buy your tickets. On the ticket, a picture of the crown. You go to room 11. There's a big empty case with a black velvet box
where a crown should be.
Where a crown should be.
Mm-hmm. But they've got a little film going on behind it.
There's a little video saying, we're sorry, the crown's not here because it's being studied for its properties by the University of Vienna.
With new technology.
Hoping to learn more.
So it's in some stupid lab.
It's a frickin' metal crown. You already know what jewels. You know what year it was made. What more do you frickin' need to learn? And they had yanked it. And nowhere in the museum do they tell you the crown's not there.
Nope.
Nowhere.
Nope.
Nothing to say, by the way, if you came to see the crown, it's not here.
Don't bother. Yeah.
And stuff like this annoys me, and this is my Karen moment.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of people like me, this is my one and only chance to ever be in that damn city and see that crown. My life will probably never have me back in Vienna. And it's one thing when something's under construction or something gets damaged. I understand that. Stuff happens and people miss out. But when a freaking scientist says, hey, I'd like to analyze that crown again and see just exactly what kind of metal properties it had.
Yeah, we can learn a few more new things about it.
What more are you going to learn? It was gold, it was iron, was steel.
Why didn't you do that during the COVID years, for God's sake?
Yeah, you had the COVID years.
Well, we didn't have the all kinds of stuff. Oh, bull, it hasn't increased that much in 2 years.
It hasn't changed. What you analyzed the crown 10 years ago, 20 years ago, we think this is a green emerald. Yeah, it's a green emerald. So when they do crap like that, I really wanted to write a nasty letter to the scientists and say, you do realize this is my one chance in my life that I have dreamt of seeing this crown, and you robbed me of that.
It was just
so that you could find out that it was
they,
75% iron and 20% whatever.
So disappointing it wasn't in there, but so rude that they didn't
tell you because collect your money, and their guide tells you go to room 11 to see it, and then you go to room 11 and all there is an empty case, and then go press a button on the wall and a video starts.
Press a button. That video was going on.
Okay, well it's on a loop. I thought you had to press a button. You were the only one
who was upset about it. You got a new hat for the show. Cool.
And or why can't the scientists come in and analyze it at night?
Yeah, and bring it back during the day so the rest of us can look at it.
And then put it back out on the show for the day.
There were solutions to this problem.
There were ways this could have been done that didn't screw the, because I've had that in other things I've done. This is the only time I'm going to be here in my life, and unfortunately, this part is closed, or you can't see this, or you can't see that. Really and I try to understand, but at least those places told me ahead of time.
Right.
That as I'm walking in, this is not on exhibit.
Right.
It's like, oh shit. Yeah, well, at least I saved my money.
We've run into stuff like that before.
Because I seriously, as much as I enjoyed the other stuff I saw, it wasn't worth my 15 euros each to see.
Not the clothes and stuff.
To see that. There were some cool swords and there's some cool other things.
I'm impressed with the jewelry.
The jewelry.
And not just the normal jewelry. I'm impressed with
But then the other thing is they said, oh, by the way, half the Habsburg jewelry and stuff that is now in this museum. And that's another 15 euros.
Yeah.
And they don't sell. They sell a Vienna welcome card where you can get into certain museums for half price if you buy the welcome card. Or certain museums are free, but the welcome cards, I only wanted to go to 2 of the museums. It wasn't worth the price of the welcome card. Because we would have needed it for 2 days, and it would have been $72 each for 2 days.
It wasn't cost effective. We do stuff like that.
So yeah, unfortunately, that the thing is, especially because the last 20 years of my career, I was teaching out of the grate. So to finally go see his crown was a big deal to me. And
he wouldn't have been happy with a fake one either, Andy. It was the real crown or bust, bud.
Well, if they had put something at least that I could take a picture of and say, well, here's a mock-up of it, like the royal jewels in England. I could have lived with that.
Really? I didn't think so.
I would have accepted that enough. But yeah, I mean, for 50 years, I wanted to see that crown. And you'll just have to go back to Vienna. Oh, God, do I really want to go through 10,000 17-year-old TikTokers with their fish lips and their Gucci outfits? Too. Yeah, there is, God, I can't even do the duck lips.
There was one in the Rose Garden today.
Yeah. She was just so cute. She wasn't even all dressed up in the.
No, she wasn't all dressed up. She did have short shorts.
She just had little short shorts and a t-shirt on.
And a t-shirt on, so she was horribly underdressed for the weather because it was cold this morning. And
But you know what the cold weather does.
She was doing cute poses with her boyfriend, and it was just.
They were cute. But yeah, they were annoying because you're trying to please take a picture of that statue.
Yeah.
Tell me I'm cute again.
Yeah, the 3-hour documentary on the Crown of the History Channel. Not here. Probably not History Channel. History Channel doesn't do any quality.
No.
Anymore.
No, they don't. The History Channel doesn't do history. It's Bible fables.
Mm-hmm.
Or space aliens.
Space aliens, yeah.
Space aliens in the Bible. That's the History Channel.
They do Bigfoot occasionally too for the History Channel.
But I mean, we've seen a lot of things.
We
have seen so many things. We're gonna have to watch the video to remember everything.
We did go to the soccer hotel.
The Zocker. You keep saying soccer.
I know.
Zaka.
Zocker.
Oh, we were. First of all, the Zocker, Sacher, Zocker, which is famous for their cake. for their cake, famous for the Zacher
Yeah.
Torte, world
Right.
famous cake. This is a 5-star hotel where the room started about 750 euros a night. Basic rooms, 750 euros a night. Elaborate suites, 5,000 euros a night.
Mm.
This is Snob City Hotel.
Little out of
And they've
our,
got
zip
4,
code.
yeah, definitely out of our zip code.
Yeah.
And they've got the Zacher Cafe and 3 other cafes in the hotel, but they all serve the Zacher Torte. One of them you have to call in advance and get, and it's like 2 days in advance.
Yeah.
Well, 2-3 days in advance.
Yeah.
Or you can go
Not the
online.
night before, yeah.
You can't just show up. You can show up, but you might. They have little signs, 3-hour wait, and there are people waiting that 3 hours to go in. And sit. But they have one that is a walk-in, but I tell you, we went into the one which normally the upstairs is for reservations only, and the young maitre d', the young maitre d' said, "Would you mind sitting upstairs?" No, not at all.
We don't care.
They took us upstairs, and we sat down. The waitress is like, "Do you have reservations?" No, then you cannot be here. Says the maitre d' downstairs sent us up here. She says, "Oh," and we saw her later yelling at him.
Yelling at him. She was
probably the first wait person we've ever had that was just there was no way to. She was having a bad day.
Yeah.
Joyce and I, when we see a waiter or waitress having a bad day, we do everything we can to sweet talk them. Extra nice, tip them better.
Well, yeah.
She did smile a bit with the tip. She was appreciative of the extra tip.
Yeah.
But we clearly did not belong there, and we did not give a damn.
No, we didn't.
You know, you have a guy. They're all flying in for this big business world economic thing, and they're all sitting at this big table. A couple of models are sitting at another table. A couple of model wannabes are sitting down here, and we clearly, even though we were dressed decently, I mean, we didn't dress up, but I mean, there are people in t-shirts and shorts there like us.
Yeah, there were. It was too hot.
So even the rich people, but they're in their rich t-shirts and shorts. But we they can look at you and they know. But I'm like, I've got the money.
We were.
And we treated ourselves well there.
So we just got a piece of cake.
Expensive pieces of cake and expensive.
Cold chocolate drink.
A cold hot chocolate drink. Mm-hmm. It's sort of like hot chocolate on acid, but cold. And it was real good. It was very good. But that was our last time where we went and sat and hobnobbed with the rich and famous. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we have to get back. So it was, yeah. We got rid of cable too. We went with YouTube TV.
Yeah, we have YouTube TV, so we get all the channels we
almost
watch.
the same things that we used
But there are still some things on TV we like to watch. My soccer, football, and American football. Mm-hmm. Although I do get mad anytime a British person yells at me for calling it football. It's because you damn British are the reason we call it soccer. Because you brought it to the colonies, you brought it to the United States, and you called it was association football, and you abbreviated association as ASOC. And then that got derivated by the various soccer football. Soccer was short for association. Yeah, soccer football. And Americans said soccer. Okay, we'll play soccer.
We'll play soccer. Yeah.
And now we say soccer, and you Brits are it's football.
And of course, we have a sport called football. So.
And by that time, we had our own sport called football. But it's all crazy.
Hey, Flybo.
Oh no. Come on, long before me, you had who was Eric von Daniken, Dutch guy, if I remember, Chariots of the Gods and all that. He was space aliens in the Bibles long before me. Ezekiel saw the wheel.
Well, anyway, it's good to be known for something, huh?
But and the thing is, in Austria and around Austria, there is Zacher Torte. And then there's original Zacher Torte. And it starts because the two sons of Franz split, and one was allowed to keep the original hotel and the original recipe, and the other one kind of altered the recipe. So there's original Sachertorte and Sachertorte, and you can go to inns all around Vienna and get Sachertorte, but only from the Sacher Hotel can you get and their chains, because they have one in Innsbruck and one in Salzburg
Right.
and one in Linz. I think they've got
Mhm.
3 chains plus their 3 sites in Vienna.
Mhm.
But to get original Sachertorte, and only original Sachertorte has the chocolate coin or badge on top of the cake.
Right.
And there is a slight difference. There's good Sachertorte that isn't the original Sacher, but
Yeah, I will have
the
to say
original
though,
is the best.
what we had at the cafe was the
The
best.
best. Oh
we've
yeah,
ever
it was
had.
good.
It was
Fresh.
very fresh. Yeah.
Very fresh. Yeah.
So it was good. But I think I'm Sachertorted out.
Your Sachertorte out. Okay.
I've had enough.
You've had enough Sachertorte. We bought some mini little Sacherkugeln, which are really good. I love them too.
Munched on them for a few days.
Munched on those for a
we
couple of
are
days.
done.
All right,
Right,
Ivo is
good.
going to bed. Gute Nacht. Schlaf gut.
Tonight, yeah.
Take care. Yeah, we're going to log off here in a couple of minutes and go to bed because we got to get up early. We are going to Rothenburg ob der Tauber tomorrow, the famous city of Rothenburg.
Right.
So we're going to have to
Another
log
tourist trap.
Another tourist trap. And hopefully we'll escape. But getting there and getting out is going to be because we got to get up.
Yeah, there's
We
not
got to
a
be out of the
direct
apartment
train, so we gotta do a
8:30ish.
couple
We got to be out of
shifts.
the apartment here 8:30. This is a
Yeah.
nice apartment. We've lucked out. We've had 5 good places to stay and 5. Well, let's say
Whoops.
4. Oh, did
No,
you bomb out?
Oh, I'm back.
Okay, you're back. Our first host we never met, and that's the only reason I skipped it. Very nice, helpful on thing, super
Yeah, she
apartment.
responded very quickly when you
Responded
messaged
to
her.
anything if you messaged her. She was very good. She was very strict about some things, but we followed the rules and gave us a really good review, highest review. 5 we maintain our 5-star guest rating. But we just didn't get to talk to her. The next 4 we've met and talked to, and oh my goodness, they have been so much fun. Petra, Paulus, Pater, a lot of P's in there.
A lot of P's.
A lot of P's in there.
Well, the thing with Paula and
Paulus.
Petra and Paulus.
Petra and Paul.
Petra, we spent quite a bit of time chatting with.
Yeah, she came into our apartment
and she was just delighted talking to us.
Yeah.
And then Paulus was like almost amazed that you would talk to him and that you were friendly to him. He was so delighted with us.
Oh God.
He gave us a bottle of wine on our way.
His rating for us, we were the best tenants he ever had.
Yeah.
He gave us a bottle of wine when we left. And he had a fee. Well, he was supposed to have a washer in the apartment, but the previous tenants broke it.
Yeah.
Because they didn't understand how a European washer worked, apparently, and they didn't set it up right. So ka-chunk, 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 they broke it. And they created some other damage. He was very angry at them.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he took us down to the basement and showed us. But we gave him extra money to pay for it because he charges you to use the washer. But we just gave him extra money because we had a lot of laundry, and he was like, "This is more than I need." I was like, "Just keep it because we don't know how much we're gonna do." And he's like, and we were best friends. We were best friends.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was working on he had a project he was working on.
Yeah, so he gave us a bottle, and then it
was good wine.
We've had just good people.
Yeah.
Just really good people as hosts and great rooms. And again, in Vienna, that room was so hot, but he had the portable air conditioning, which probably cost a lot of money to run, but it was nice of him to do it for us.
Not like there were a lot of problems with it, but boy,
work has slowed down again. Okay.
It did. It saved us. It really did. It was way too hot. Somebody asked about the weather. It's been a little brutal. It's been very warm.
Yeah, we got to Freiburg and it was low. It was, let's say, upper teens, low 20s
Yeah, how
Celsius.
European. Yeah. It's the first one for us.
Upper 60s Fahrenheit, low 70s Fahrenheit. Then, just as we were leaving Freiburg, it went into the 80s. And then we got to Ebersbach outside of Stuttgart, and that was upper 70s, low 80s.
Yeah.
And then our last day in Ebersbach, it went to mid 80s. And then we came to Salzburg, and Salzburg was mid 80s, and then went to upper 80s,
Yeah,
90s when we left. And then Vienna was 90
Vienna, yeah,
or
this is
90 to
Fahrenheit.
92
So again,
Fahrenheit.
we're upper 30s.
Well, not upper 30s.
Well, yeah, you're right.
30,
Not that high.
32 to 34 Fahrenheit, Celsius.
Ah,
32
you
to
guys are
34
65.
Celsius.
I mean, it was hot. So it's cool today.
It was cool today.
You
We
know,
got
rain
this
last night.
thunderstorm
We got that
yesterday.
cold front came through. It was cool and
Because
drizzly all
yesterday
day.
was mid 80s. Yesterday was mid 80s.
No,
in
yesterday
Bamberg.
was still 90s.
Still 90? No.
It was gross. It was 90s.
Well, it was 90 when we left Vienna, and it was
91
86, 87 here. Okay. Well, yeah, maybe.
It was 90s.
Okay, it was 90s.
Till it rained. Then it cooled down.
And then when it rained, it cooled down drastically.
It cooled, yeah. So cool today, and then tomorrow it's
back up to 81
into the 80s again.
or
but
more.
Not getting.
It's not going to get that nasty hot.
That hot, yeah. So it's going to be warm, but it's not going to be horrible. I don't think.
Because yeah, the first half of our trip here, the weather was perfect, and then it just got hot.
We started in Hamburg, and it was sunny. That was
sunny.
unusual for Hamburg. It was sunny, blue skies, and but very comfortable temperatures.
Yeah. That was the weird thing. Even Hamburg was just beautiful and warmer than normal and
wore
sunny.
jeans the whole time we were there. Yeah. And here I had to buy shorts when we hit Vienna because it was so hot.
Yeah, we packed for the usual German weather, and it got hot. But anyhow, so it's been an amazing whirlwind. And like I said, if you know us on Facebook, I did post some non-train related stuff, a lot of short videos.
Yeah, Akshay Yadav.
Akshay Yadav.
I murdered your name. I'm very sorry.
Akshay Yadav.
So welcome.
Welcome. Well, thank you very much. Right now, I'm not really doing a lot with content, but I'm going to. I'm not declare you a knight of the Rhomboid table.
Yeah.
There, if you got a channel, you can do that.
Yeah, if you notice, Anthony makes everyone a moderator because he allows people to put up links to their channels.
Other people's channels
Mm-hmm.
that they think
so
need
we
attention.
encourage people to subscribe to each other and share their information, that kind of thing.
Hey, Clyde.
And we are not in our normal situation whatsoever because we're traveling. So, yeah.
But yeah, normally because we are on tour in Europe, and normally we're home at my house, and I've got my layout and I run my trains. But the only trains I can run is, if you can imagine this.
Yeah. So, always a Friday live stream at this time. But yeah, we'll be back home next week. So check it out next week.
Wait, it's an EC.
It'll be much normal.
Wait, it's an Austrian EC.
Oh, cut your trips way down. That sucks.
That was our Austrian train rides. Even on the railjet. We went first class on the railjet.
We did.
Ooh, first class was nice. They made us sit apart. That was stupid.
We were in the same row.
We were in the same row.
But they were single seats on each side.
Opposite side.
So
we were at the very back end of the car.
I had to hop out and hey, Artie's here. Hey, Artie.
Artie just woke up. Artie, how are you?
Yeah, morning.
Early morning there. Probably about 6 a.m.
Very early, I imagine. I don't know.
6:30, maybe going on 7 now.
It's gonna be. I don't know.
Well, we
a different time zone.
Armed Forces Weekend this weekend. Not here, but yeah, it's been a whirlwind. I mean, we have been in Germany for almost 4 weeks. It will be 4 weeks by the time we go home.
Yeah.
Over 4 weeks by the time
Germany
we go home.
and Austria.
Germany and Austria, yeah.
We spent a lot of time in Austria.
And we've had a great time everywhere we've gone. We're probably overloaded. There are just so many things. Like we'll talk about something that happened 2 days ago, and it feels like it was 2 weeks ago already.
In the U.S., we start at 3:30 Eastern Standard Time.
It's 3:30 Eastern Standard Time. It's
8:30
UTC, 9:30 Western Europe time.
Right.
Well, actually, Central European time, Central Daylight Savings Time.
Yeah.
So where we are at right now, it is 10:42 at night. Yep. It's 10:42 at night.
Let's see.
But
if you
normally,
were at home, I'd be wondering what's for dinner.
yeah, that's the one thing you're missing on the show. Normally about this time, Joyce is like,
I pop in.
It's time for dinner, honey. What are we doing for dinner?
Like,
but we had dinner before we went live. We're just gonna have to stay on European time when we.
Yeah, he's got some cool stuff. So
I got a lot of cool stuff.
It will be next Friday. We will have
next Friday. All this stuff will be running on my layout back in America.
Some new locos and trains on the layout.
Yeah, new locos, new cars. Hopefully, I'll have time to set it up because we get home on Wednesday.
I think you should put up all the trains that we rode on this trip that you have.
That would be interesting.
Yeah, because you got most of them. I think.
Yeah, but I already had most of them.
Well, you're adding that.
I'm adding this one, and all those little class, the Stadler class things we've been writing. I haven't bought any of those yet. I'll have to buy one. The clock on your wall says
6 a.m.
Yeah, Joyce has a ton of videos she's supposed to be putting on her channel.
There are clocks all over this house.
And none of them are working.
And most of them don't work. There is a church right outside the back patio that is very much on time. It chimes constantly.
Yeah, this clock.
So we don't need any in here.
This clock here doesn't work. The clock over on that wall.
Yeah, that wall says 10 o'clock.
Yeah, the one over there says it's 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
This one says it's a little before 6 a.m., 5:59.
So, yeah, it's a common theme in this house. Although
don't look at those clocks.
At some point.
The computer clock says it's 10:44.
Right.
Here in Bamberg, Germany.
Yeah.
And that's the big thing. I'm hoping I'll be able to film it, but the guy who we are renting from lives either right above us or a floor up, and his daughter lives next door to us or next door up.
I
forget how, but they live here as well. But he's got an old Miracle collection that he is willing to show me. All I got to do is tell him when. He says he used to have a layout back when he had a house, but when they bought this property, he didn't have the space to do it anymore. He says he's got all this old Miracle stuff in boxes.
Sounds like a sad thing.
It's always sad when somebody used to have it and can't do it anymore. But anyhow, it is 1:45. Yeah,
you're right. 11. They are correct twice a day.
Yeah, that's right. Even a broken clock is right twice a day.
Just see if you remember your grandparents. How old are you? Yeah, we're having a great time, Artie. And Anthony will be back on your live stream next Saturday.
Not tomorrow.
But
not tomorrow.
Because
when you go live, it's 2 a.m. here. It's 2 a.m. and I'm not staying up till 2 a.m. To do it.
We're returning U.S. Air Force Globe Master. Well.
The Schlenkerla. I've had Fessla, which is a local beer, and I had what was the? God, I can't think of the other one I had. I have yet to have two of the same beer in Germany, and I've had a beer not every day, but almost.
That's true.
I've yet to have the same beer twice. I just
Oh,
go to
you're
another.
from New Delhi. Okay, cool.
You're from New Delhi, awesome.
And into model trains, I assume.
Yeah, Artie. Speaking of which, why am I a
He's
co-manager of your
back to
YouTube channel?
He's getting some weird
Half
notifications.
the time I open up my YouTube studio, it takes me to your page.
You have a G-Wagon. You got the big ones. Okay.
Oh, there's a lot of smoked beer. Apparently, Bamberg is famous for smoked beer. And yes, our guy's been telling us, I have not tried a smoked beer yet. I have never tried a smoked beer. I'm going to have to do it before I leave Bamberg. I'm working up the courage because there's all potentialities. But I've already, this guy is a native Bamberger, and he's already said, here's where you go and get the Rauch beer, Spezial. He says, the Brauerei Spezial. He says, this is the smoked beer of Bamberg. This is the one you go to. They've been making it for 600 years. You go get it. So I'm working up the courage to try a smoked beer, but I thought I'd try the regulars first.
Right.
And there's so many to go
They're a
through.
little more familiar. Yeah, you're second in charge. That's why. Wow, Artie.
Yeah, the problem is now I'm getting all the notifications on my phone.
When you get a notification.
I open up thinking, oh, you've got a comment on one of your videos. Cool. Hey, Artie, how are you?
Newland, because he needs a responsible adult. You're the closest thing he could find.
Indeed. Yeah, because I'm such a responsible adult.
Oh, yeah, smoke beer, I don't know. Yeah, party in our house. Well,
It's
party
oh
next
my God,
week.
I don't even know. I'm gonna have to get another house. I don't even.
Maybe.
We have to literally.
Yeah.
We are debating whether Joyce is going to buy a big backpack
Right.
to carry all my train
All
stuff,
the trains. We've
or
got
if we're just gonna go ahead and pay for a second suitcase. Just buy a second suitcase and just store it all in there.
Doppelbock?
Doppelbock, oak smoke Doppelbock. Okay, I know what Doppelbock is.
Well, New Delhi's going to be a little hard to meet you, dude.
We are in Bamberg, Germany right now. We are in Deutschland, Germany. And there's probably some people outside going, go to sleep, you damn bastard. This is not
You got
Vienna.
above and below. They could be all banging at us and next door. Yeah.
I don't know. The people outside were talking all night. But yeah, I said 10 minutes ago we need to start going.
Yeah. So, okay.
Rub some ointment on it, Andy. So we are in Germany now. We have been in Germany since the beginning of June. This is our longest ever trip. The previous long was 2019 when we spent 3.5 weeks in Germany. We've already equaled that with today. And we're gonna pass it. We're still here for 4 more full days.
Okay. I think it's time.
The boss has spoken. She says it's time. But anyhow, yeah. It's late. We need to get to bed. We got to get up early tomorrow. We're catching. We got to get to the train station and buy a ticket. Yeah, we are 6 hours different. We're 6 hours ahead of you, Jerry. 6 hours ahead of our family over there.
That's right. Oh, buddy.
You and your girlfriend are coming. Okay. Probably by the time you get here, we'll probably be gone. But anyhow.
Yeah. So?
It's hard to say because I'm used to going 2.5 hours, and this one is not even 2 hours. But we're going to say to all you knights of the Rhomboid table, all our friends. No, I started at 9.
Oh, it's almost 2 hours.
Yes, dear. Yes, dear. So to all you knights of the Rhomboid table, friends and family out there, On behalf of Joyce, Daisy, Lil, and all those other characters, on behalf of the Model Train Outsider, the Märklin Outsider, we are going to say Auf Wiedersehen
Choose.
and happy trains.
Aye.
Take care, everybody.